Hi everyone, Precious here. Welcome to my mom's channel.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. It's Connie and Precious from Precious Plushies. This little one told all my secrets about my secret stash in the last video. So she got her little revenge. But today we're going to talk about something else. I have been busy the last few weeks. I've gotten one pattern done and another one I've started on. I've got to write it out. So I'm going to try to have 3 patterns out in the next week or so. So I can start with the pattern test call and see if I can get some testers for those. And I'm working to make them so they're little, no sew or very little sew. Also trying to make them so that they can be made up in about an hour or so or less. And they are smaller sized, but they're all the same theme. So they're going to be probably baby safe. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So what I'll do first is I've got a video for you showing you how small our Michael's is and how limited our Walmart is. I went there even for safety eyes, and neither one even had the stuff that I need. I don't know why. So I have to order it off online, the resin and stuff like that. I'm not sure. It shows it on the website, but when you get into the store, they don't have it. So I don't know what's going on there. But I've got a lot of safety eyes that I need to make. So, but when I went there, I'll show you in the video. But when I went, I did purchase some white Burnett because white, like I said, I'm always out of, and it's usually the smaller stuff. However, I've seen that some of the patterns I have coming up that will require the bigger white. So, but also I had got this. It's Burnett Big Frosted, and it's really super soft. And I thought when I put in that I wanted a fur, and it is like a fur as far as what it is. But as far as how big it is, no, that's like huge. I'm not sure what I'm going to use for it, but it's not going to go with the dragon I had thought of. So I might make just another dragon just so I can use this on it, because that's beautiful. That is beautiful. But it's more of a blue, and what I had seen online, it was more of a green. So that goes to tell you something right there. So, I just love this. I've talked about it before. Winnie the Dragon, one of my favorites. So I used that new yarn from Michael's, and I made a Winnie the Dragon. So I've got a white one now, and now I have a pink one. And she's asleep. The other one was awake. This one's asleep. But I just love the way that ombre goes from dark to light. And then I kept some of the dark to do the legs and stuff, just to make it, I didn't want it all white at the very beginning or almost white. Even the horns are a little bit different color. If you look at them, that one's more of a pink and that's more of a white. And then I already had some white, but I used the new craft fur for this one that matched it. And I even put it around her wings. I love the way her wings are made. She's just a beautiful dragon. The artist says, the designer said that it takes about her and everybody there about 5 hours to make. From the end of the tail to the body, yeah, that's at least 3 to 4 hours right there. It's quite a bit. She jokingly tells you when you get up to about here, you're not done yet, but you might want to rest your wrists if you haven't yet. So, but I was making her, I started with her tail, and a lot of her body and her tail and everything was made while I was at work in the mornings before I went in, because I'm there early, so I might as well do some crocheting while I'm there, because little one won't allow that very often. So that is my Winnie the Dragon. Now, I have the other one made, and everything's put together except for I got to get her feet on her, but I didn't add anything. Here she is without her eyes and everything yet, but she's got her horns, she's got her ears, she's got her front feet, and of course her big long tail. and it's the ombre. So it goes from the darker, there wasn't very much dark if you look at it. It was more of the green, sage green color, and then all the way up to her head. I had to start another skein, and so that's why I got those dark. So on this one, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have black, white, brown, pink, and I think that's it as far as fur, what that could be considered fur. I don't have any that is green. So I looked online. That's where I found that one yarn, but it turned out to be blue. Not even a good match at all, as you can see. So yeah, I don't know if I was going to use white and just get her done for today so I could show her to you. And then I thought, no, I mean, because if I can find some green, I'm going to get it in green, so it's a really pretty contrast or accent color. But yeah, I don't know. But I love this. These will be I'll probably keep them back for my Renaissance fair, and these will be around $100 for them, if not more, because they are also everything's sewed on. You have to sew everything on. Of course, the tail, the body is all one piece, but you have to make the head separately, the ears, the horns, the feet, the legs, the back paws. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. She's my favorite dragon. I mean, she's everybody in the crochet world that has done dragons knows about this dragon. Let's put it that way. She's like the goat of dragons. And I just love her. I think she's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So now I've got more than one, and I can show those off. And yeah, so those are my dragons. So I did get the ombre used up. I do still have that, I want to say it's like the color of this isn't it, by the way, but it's this color of like a burnt orange color, like what you would use for foxes and things. And I might just use that for a fox. I'm not sure yet. So I did that. Now, I don't know if I've shown you in another video or not, because these came out so small, and everybody I've seen doing them, they're not small. So don't use Parfait Chunky for these if you decide to do them. And that's the puppy dogs in the bed. And I made a little corky. And I have another one that's a husky, I believe, in another color bed. But those are just like handheld. And the ones I've seen, they're quite bigger. So I'll probably try it in Burnett or something like that and see the different sizes I can get, because they're little. For the amount of work that goes into them, you wouldn't be able to get anything out of them, even though you put a lot of work into it. Because that bed alone's, quite a bit. So I don't know, but this one I like the corky. I think he's really cute. I just can't put a very big price tag on him because he's so small and people wouldn't understand. So, but he is in a bed, so that helps. I don't know why, but if they're in a bed or wrapped in a blanket, it seems to work. So now, one of my last videos, I think it was 2 videos ago, I had shown you the, I think they call them worry. I'll have to put it up. I don't remember what they call it, but it's kind of like a worry, like something you would keep in your pocket or by your bedside if you got scared or whatever, to keep worryingness away. And it was these little guys. I'm not going to call them out because I guess it's some harsh stuff's going on, like accounts and Instagram and stuff are getting taken down, just because they were shown. Now, from what I understand, back in when I first heard about it, you could make them, but you couldn't sell them. You could keep them for personal use. Give them to your daughter, your kid, or whatever. That you can't even do now. And I'm wondering if you can even make them for personal use, because they're using AI, and that's the problem. I think is that AI is the problem. But even when they appeal it, they're getting denied. So there's a lot. I mean, they're being really serious about this. But anyhow, these guys didn't have eyes before, and I made them some eyes. I just embroidered them. So I think they're cute eyes. I like those eyes. So anyhow, those are just they're kid friendly. Can't give them to any kids, but they're kid friendly. But this one's my favorite. That's why I'll probably keep it myself anyhow. And they're not supposed to have any stuffing in them, so they're kind of like a lovey, I guess. Then I've had this pattern for some time now, and she gets talked about a lot. A lot of people love her. Well, I do too, but I don't make small stuff. But she's made all these ducks with all these different hairstyles and or caps or what have you. My favorite ones, there's two of mine, and probably because I'm a 80s kid, but two of my favorites are the sunglass wearing, what was that called? Party in the front, or business in the front, party in the back. So anyhow, this is one of my because he's a sunglass wearing, mullet wearing duck. Now you cannot tell me that is not just the cutest little thing you ever saw. Sunglass wearing, mullet, duck. So he's cute. And then, and these are going to probably be keychains because they're about the size of a keychain. I've got one that's undone, doesn't have anything yet. And then I've got two. One of them is a keychain, and one of them is just a standalone. I might make them into a backpack or a keychain too. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But it's the mohawk, a purple mohawk, and the dog collar with the spike, or the spike collar. I'm not sure which they call it. But they're so cute. They're so tiny. So those are some keychains that I'll be having, and I'm not done. There's so many of them. One's wearing a bucket cap, and one's wearing a tall cap, and it's just a lot of different ones. And so yeah, I'll be doing those. So I got those done, and then besides my Winnie, I did another one that I've been waiting to do that I've been really excited about. I finally got it done, and I really like it. And I've been wanting to do it for so long. And I noticed on Yarn and Whimsy, she had done it too, and she loved it as well. And that is the playful dog. I tilted his head like they sometimes look at you with their head tilted. And looking up playing. He lays down like this with his butt up in the air, so that, you know how they get in that little, they scrunch down in that little playful mode. So yeah. And everything's sewn on, like the legs, front and back, head, the ears to the head, to everything, the lip and the tongue, everything is sewn. Like I said, I don't mind it. I like to sew. I don't have a problem with sewing. Well, let's not say I like to sew, but I don't mind sewing like everybody else. They always want the no sews and stuff. And that's why I'm working on that. But I had no problem with it. And I was surprised at how easy this was to sew on. Because I'm always nervous and not all that good with the legs, trying to get those sewn on. And this wasn't really hard at all. And then I like it because of the body style, because it looks like a real dog that is fed right. It's not fat or nothing like that. It's a healthy dog, but not overweight. And he just sits like that, and he looks at you, lets you know that he's ready to have some fun. I really like him a lot. I think I'll probably make another one. I'm not sure what color or what I'll do, but I'll probably make another one. I have a feeling this one, or if I make another one, either one, they'll probably go fast, because they're cuter than anything, and you just don't see these very often. So I lay him right there so he can play with the air for right now. So the very last thing, and I just made it just a few minutes ago, as a matter of fact, because I just thought it was so darn cute, and that is a little bunny, a little bunny keychain. I've gotten into keychains now, so that's a little bunny keychain. Not hard to make at all. Doesn't take very long at all. It's all no-sew except for the head. You have to attach the head, sew the head to the body. But everything else is just, like even the ears and everything, is just done within the rounds. So I just think that's a cute little bunny rabbit. So that is what I've made in the last few weeks. It's not much, but it's a lot when you get to thinking about all the sewing, the big parts I had to put together and do, and yeah, a lot of that. And then also, like I said, I got one of my patterns done, one of them that's getting there. So yeah, pretty good. Now I have someone I've got to make a video for who on how to do like a granny square. She wants to learn how to do a granny square. She said she's getting really good at the chains, so she watched my other videos and she's getting ready. She said she's pretty good, and she did. She showed me her work, and it's really good. No holes or anything, so it's really good. So what I'm going to do is I got to make a video for her and put that out there. It's also going to be kind of on pattern reading, so that you will look at the pattern together, so I can explain what the different stitches are and everything, so that I've actually seen people post from time to time on Facebook and stuff. Hey, can anybody tell me how to read a pattern? Now, I just learned. I just figured it out by reading those books, and basically like you get at the yarn store, where it shows you a pattern or patterns in a little booklet. And that's how I learned, was just by reading that. And then I got them when I got into, well, I think it was the corner to corner that I was still doing Afghans when I really knew what it was when I was reading it and everything. So, but when I got into doing these, it was a lot easier to understand because I knew a lot of the pattern, how to read a pattern. Hello, my love. Someone just loved. So, yeah. In all of my videos, I try to be uplifting. I try to bring a smile to your face or make you think about something. And something's been reoccurring this week over and over and over again. And Friday it was like, whoosh. And then this morning I got a whole bunch of messages that were just like, boom, boom, boom. And what that is that everything I've ever talked to you about. I've talked about negativity, negative thinking, getting that self-talk out that's positive and not negative. And something I wanted to kind of bring out because like I said, it's just like hitting me from everywhere. Everything I've been seeing is saying the same message. And I'm like, that's what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying. So when I was watching, because I try not to bring out my phone and I try not to do Instagram, because when I do, I inevitably go down a hole and I'm just like swiping the whole hours away, and I don't get anything accomplished. And it's not that, I'm not seeing anything that's that important that I really need to worry about. But as this also came about, one psychiatrist, I think, I'm not positive on that, don't quote me on that, try to find his name and everything, but he came up and said something, and I was like, oh, I've got to share that, because it's like more or less what I've been saying. But he went into a little more detail. I want you to not say or think anything negative about yourself or anyone else for a full week. We have 60 to 90,000 thoughts that go through our minds every day. And they're the same thoughts every day, because we're not changing what we think or what we're thinking or how we're thinking it. So if you do this, where you only think positive, not negative about yourself, especially yourself and others, just give them grace if you have to. Within a week, that repetition will change your life. I talk about manifestation. I talk about manifestation. I talk about manifestation. I talk about manifestation all the time and how I believe in it, because I've seen it. It's worked in my own life. I believe that positive thinking, which is a part of manifestation, you manifest it. Living, I tried to explain this to somebody the other day when I said, you've got to live, if you want to be a millionaire, you've got to live like a millionaire. Because that's what you're putting out into the world, and that's what you'll get back. So if you're putting that out in the world, that's what you'll get back. And she's like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. You want me to go into debt to become a millionaire? And I said, no, I don't want you to go into debt. I said, your mindset has to be that you are a millionaire. You've got to start doing things that millionaires would do. You've got to start, like, I know I needed to find more places to set up markets, and I wasn't finding them until I started getting out and talking to people And a friend of mine has decided to go into business for herself, and I'm so proud of her, and I want to help her out in every way I can. Well, and she's helped me out already. Because she's like, well, do you know about the Strawberry Festival? And I said, no, I didn't know we had a Strawberry Festival. I've heard about it from other states, but not for us. And, oh, yeah. Well, I'm too late. I'm too late. But they have, I want to say they said nearly 50,000? Oh, yeah, close to 50,000 people that went through last year. So I'm like, yeah, sign me up. And I know there's only one other person so far that I've seen that is a vendor there. And she doesn't just do plushies. But I also know she does the plushies that everybody else does. So mine will be different because I will be bringing dragons and dogs and, well, that's why I said that's why I like to make that stuff, is because I want stuff that's different than other people's, because I want to make some money. And if I'm making the same thing that they're making, which is no sew objects, so then, they're going to go with the one that's cheapest, and who's to say they're not going to be cheaper than me and I'm not going to sell. So yeah, that's why I like to make things that look more like the real animals. But it's also about, that's why I made the Grumpy Cat, because it's a very well-known cat, and it's going to bring people into my tent for that main reason. So yeah, so that's why I always do the switch it. It's not just a catchy saying. It's not just something I say at the end of my videos to say at the end of my videos. I say it because I want people to listen, and I want people to take it to heart. And if you do it, if you live like whatever it is you want, and that's all you talk about, you are putting it out into the universe. You're letting everybody know, you're manifesting it, and it's going to happen before you even know it. One of my friends said she has a son who doesn't talk about it or tell her what he's doing. He just says he's going to have this or that or the other, and days go on and days go on, and he's just doing this and doing that, just doing, nothing big or anything, but he's just doing stuff and repeating stuff, and he gets what he wants. It happens, however it may be. And it's so true. It's so true. So I've seen it happen in my life. I've gotten things. I've got my own home after divorce and everything. I was renting for a while, and I thought, I don't want to rent for the rest of my life. I want something that's mine. So I bought my own place. This one here don't help with the mortgage payment. It's my problem. I got a car in 2020. That 2019 is when I got it, but it's a 2020 Rogue. Paid off, and of course in my name. And it's just me and the dog and the 2 cats, and I'm paying it. But I put it out there that I was going to get myself a home, and I went to a lot of different places, looked at a lot of different homes, and this is what I wanted because I could design it myself, and I love my home. And it's new because I got to design it. It's all new. So I'll start experiencing problems with normal house problems that happen once you've had a home for a long time, but I'm not going to be experiencing them for a while, so that's good. But I got to get this place paid off, and I manifested it, and I will get it paid off. It'll be paid off. I will be able to retire from my job before I'm 60. I hope. I really hope. I'm doing everything I can to make that happen. And that's, and live a good life and be able to travel or whatever I want to do. I just don't want to have to work until I die, basically, there at the plant or whatever. That's not one thing I want to do. So I tell you all that because I just want to, I can't stress it any more than that, to let people know that good thoughts, positive thoughts, especially about yourself, and thinking about what you want, where you want to be, and how long you expect it to take, realistically, you can do anything. You can do anything. You can become anybody. It's just a matter of planting the seed and changing your way of thinking. I wouldn't say I've made a lot of friends, but I've changed a lot of people's minds about me when I went from the regular Connie to the positive Connie. And what helped me an extreme amount was learning what ADHD was, maybe not why I had it, but why I acted sometimes the way I did, why I did the things I do, my thought process. And ADHD mind, you can be, I'm going to go feed the cats now. And on the way to the cats, I see a cup on the table. So I got to go take that, put it in the dishwasher, and I get to the sink maybe, and I notice something sitting there, and it's a watch, and it needs to go to my jewelry box, which is in the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom to put the jewelry away. But before I get there, I see a little towel on the floor that I need to pick up and put into the hamper. And I'll never get to feeding the cats the first thing I was going to do, because of all these little things that happen along the way. And a lot of people are like, well, that happens to me, and I don't have ADHD. You sure? Are you sure? There's a lot of people that I've noticed just lately that have been coming out and admitting or embodying, yes, I've got ADHD, or this is what I'm doing because of ADHD, and it just makes me so happy. It makes me happy. It makes me proud that we can do that now. We couldn't do that when I was a kid. My mom's in her 90s right now. I could say it to her, but she would just be like, "Oh, you're overreacting," or "No, that's not true," or that's just not what it's not something they ever talked about or believed in, or not believed in, but thought about, I guess. But so I don't talk to her about it. But yeah, I have ADHD. I've noticed a lot of other people have it too, and they have noticed it as well, because either they've been diagnosed with it or they just realize they've got it because of what they do. One of my friends told me the other day, she goes, I think being a divergent or neurodivergent, she said, that's actually the norm. The people who are normal are not. She said, because if you look, there's more people with ADHD than there are that aren't. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that could be true. That could be true. But it's not a bad thing, because there's a lot of good things that come out of it. And one of them is we like to try new things. We like to venture. We will work at something until we get it. Like I'm doing with this business, and she's going to do with her business. And I know she's going to be great at it. She's going to be great at it. So I've talked your ear off enough. I showed you everything. Show me what you're working on. Talk to me, please. Tell me. I want people to come and enjoy their time. If they want me to just stick to the showing the stuff and that's it, let me know. If you want to hear more from me, whatever, let me know. But I've got some videos, just very, very short ones, that I'm going to tack at the end here that will show you about how small our Michael's is and everything. So you know that when I say that, I'm not just saying it. I have to buy most everything online. So, but from the little girl here who did a very bad thing. No, she didn't do a bad thing, did you, baby? I just wanted a cute video to kind of give her the spotlight, because she is, the company is named after her. So we'll say goodbye for now, and have a great one. Watch the videos here, and 2 and 2. Thank you. Bye. Say bye. Say bye, everybody. Still, you don't where he go, my little diva. Where are we going? Huh? Where are we going? We're going to go to Michael's? Are we going to go to Michael's and show everybody our small little store? All right, we got to get gas first. Hold on. That's where she sits. In my lap. Right in front of the steering wheel. So we're going to go now. We're going to go. You ready? Okay, you lead the way. Whoops. Thank you. Okay, baby. Let's go look. You find the yarn? You want to go find the yarn? Gotta get the yarn. We gotta look for some stuff to paint eyes. We'll come back to that, okay? Don't you even think about it. You are not running around on the floor in here. No, you're not. No, no, no. No, no, no. Not my little girl. What you think? Okay, so here we go. We've got a few end caps. We do have a few end caps with the big stuff. I don't know what all that is, but what is that? Oh, that's the big twist. GG. I wouldn't use it though. Not from the feelings, I wouldn't. Nope. This is thinner stuff than what we use, isn't it, baby? Yeah, well, let's go here. This is the first aisle. The only aisle with all the thin yard that Mama doesn't use. And all the better stuff's on this side, isn't it? Are you gonna pick some out? So we've got what do we got here? Sweet Snuggles. And then we got down here the Sweet Snuggles Light, I think, is it? It's this stuff right here. Sweet Snuggles Light. Yep. Mama doesn't use those either, does she, honey? Very little. Very little. She hears about it all the time, but she doesn't get it all the time. Oh, that's so soft, though. That is so soft. Sweet Snuggles Light is very soft. It's got some really pretty colors, too. Got some really pretty colors, too. Yeah. And then down here, we still got more of the cottons, small stuff, and all that. Acrylics, wools. What's that? Woolies. What's this? Loops and threads. Soft, classic. None of that. Now, this is the back wall and the only wall. Some acrylics, some really big yarn that we don't use because it's way too big, and then the Bernat. And this is what we came for. This is what we came for. Oh, that is so thick, though. I don't know that I want to put that on my Dragon's Black. Well, I know, honey. It might not be too bad. It might not be too bad. I think that's so pretty. Big. Blanket Big Frosted. Blanket Big Frosted. We'll put that in there. Yeah, we got discounts coming. Yes, we do. But I don't want any of that other stuff. That's just way too big. And then more Bernat. And it's really soft, too. It's the good stuff. Good stuff. Whipped cream. Whipped cream. You're not having fun? You're not having fun? You have more fun than when you were out in the car, huh? They're vintage white. I want white though. I don't think we have any here. I don't think we have it here. No. Oh, then all the pretty mysticals. That's the one good thing about the store. It does have all the mysticals, so I can come back and get them whenever I need them. Like the ducks, frogs. And then we've got this. I don't use Fluffy, and I know it's always here, so they're never low on it, so that's one of the things they could replace and bring in some of the new stuff. And then, see, I've got the white, I've got the tan, I've got the pink, and gray and black. None of that's going to go with my green dragon, huh? Well, I know. I don't even know that blue's really not the right color either, but we got to find something for it. I'm going to use that yarn anyhow, but I don't think it's going to work. Then we've got all my pearls up there, and then here's all the demi pearls, Hey, we don't do that in the stores. You're acting like a child now. Stop. Don't throw a fit. Don't throw a fit. But that's all we've got. That is all we have. Like I said, we have this back wall. Oh, that's not all we have. We have these two, all the cakes, but I don't get cakes, so we got one little area of cakes. And then over here we have the back wall. And then you come over here. Of course, we got it all up there too. But you come down here, and this is the only other aisle. And it sucks. It sucks. I wish we had more, but we don't. I can order online and come in and get it, but heck, I can have it delivered to my house cheaper than that. So, that's our little trip to Michael's. We're going to go to Walmart. They'll have it cheaper in here. No, ma'am. We'll wait. Okay, let's go. I think we'll get the rest of it at Walmart. Yeah. Yeah. Rest of it at Walmart. See, I just want to jump down and run and say hi to everybody. But Mama won't let me. No. Mama won't let me. Let's go.
Tail wags and stitches. Bye.